Today we're gonna try out James Turner's Basics Build Challenge, and I am swinging. But James Turner have made a lovely little challenge on his website, and the challenge is called the Basics Build Challenge, where you have to build a house and include at least one of each of the following essential items. And we are given 10 random items, and you are free to do what you like from there. And of course, you have to build a house with that. And you can also enable random swatches. So whatever swatch we get, we have to use that swatch. And I think we're gonna do that. We need some chaos today. And I think without further ado, let's just generate. Are we ready to generate? I feel ready to generate. 1, 2, 3. Let's generate our items. Oh, okay. First up, we have the refined party chair. So I guess we gotta put a toddler in this build, which is okay for me. And then we have the modern grim pressure and kitchen sink by Schmapple. That's a good choice. And then we also have the matching shower, which I'm not mad about at all. And then we have the iron counter. Ooh, you know what? Not that bad, but also every time that I put this counter in the build, it doesn't work out. Like, I like the idea of it, but not the reality. And then we also have the raw industrial sink. Good enough. Oh, but then we have the full disclosure chef station. Okay, what am I gonna do with that one? Do I have to make a restaurant? Or do I just put that in the normal build? Maybe I have to think about that. Okay, and then we also have dark sweet Luke warm tonic dispenser for a fridge. Oh gee, that's not the fridge you want to see. You do not want to see sweet Luke, not in a normal home. And then we also have the right size thimble, which is a garbage can. And then for the bed, we have the business and hobbies bed. Not too bad. And last but not least, we have the above average height dresser. I do not have a problem with that one either. Ooh, and you know what? I am feeling brave today. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm also gonna choose a random lot. Because again, I'm feeling brave today. So 1, 2, 3, generate. And we got the rusty horseshoe in Chestnut Ridge. 30 by 20. Okay, good enough for me. We're gonna make a house there. Chestnut Ridge. And it was this one, the rusty horseshoe. 30 by 20. Bye-bye. And then, okay. First up, I need to put down the items that we're gonna use so I don't forget. And we had the refined party chair in this brown color. And then the sink in this brown color with the matching shower. Now, what color is that? Because it is black on the outside, but I think it has some black flooring. So is it this one or this one? I can't tell. You know what? We're gonna go for this one. I think it's this one. Don't be mad at me if it's not that shower. All right, and then we had the iron counter in the white version. Oh, hold on. Which one is it? Yep. Oh, we have 2 shades. That's so similar. Is it that one or that one? I can't see. I think maybe it is that one, but I can't be sure. But I think it's that one. And then we have the raw sink. In which shade though? I think it's that one. Today might be the day that I figured out that I'm colorblind. And it would also be kind of awful to figure that out after my graphic design education and career. Ooh, I might have made some bad designs. And then we had the business and hobbies band, which was that one, with also, last but not least, the mighty dresser. Oh, fantastic. What are we gonna do with these items? Questions all around. Okay, you know what I think? I think that we're gonna have a restaurant because of that kitchen. And I think it's gonna be a small restaurant, an outside restaurant, and then the house is attached to the restaurant. Could be an idea, I feel like. So what if we plop down the kitchen over here? A beautiful kitchen. And then the outside seating area can be surrounding it. Kind of maybe like so. Put it on a platform. Ideas. And then maybe we can also have like a toilet situation for the customers. That can be over there. And then the rest of the house is going to be attached to the restaurant. And what have I done here? Oh no. Ooh, maybe we can even create a little inside bump just for some cool shenanigans. And then the top part of the house can be over here. Then we can have a cool little veranda moment. Could be something. And then for the inside layout, we gotta figure out this inside layout. Okay, what if the staircase to the second floor is over there? And then this is our beautiful hallway. And then we can kind of go like so. That is the living room, that is the kitchen. And we can open that up a little bit. I mean, yeah, we could do that. And then if the staircase is over here, what can we do for the second floor? All right, we need a bathroom, we need a toddler's bedroom, and we need a primary bedroom. Right. So what if this is the primary bedroom? And then boom shamalam, we can go like so. That is the toddler's bedroom. And that is the bathroom. Fantastico. Ooh, the kitchen is a little bit big actually. Because I want this restaurant to be a teeny tiny restaurant. So if we close that off. Oh, and that can be like an office situation for the restaurant. Yes. Okay, I think that is a good idea. And now, let's just throw in the furniture that we need to include. AKA this mess. And also, I want to emphasize that with these items, it says include at least one of each of the basics. Meaning that if I put in the item once, I can use another item. I don't think that made sense, Nora. I'm gonna try this again. Meaning that if I, for example, use this trash bin over here in one of the rooms, I can use another trash bin in another room or right next to it. Okay? Keep that in mind. Right, row. So the bed that goes in the primary bedroom with the dressing situation. Good. Then we have the shower that goes in the bathroom with the matching sink and the toddler potty. And then for this counter situation, that goes straight into the kitchen. Ooh, the trash bin. Trash bin. There you go. And now for the most dreaded, this fridge. And you know what? I refuse to have this fridge in the kitchen. So I'm gonna put that in the other kitchen, aka the restaurant kitchen. Magical, immaculate. We got our layout sorted. We have an entryway with a hallway, a living room, kitchen, the office, the restaurant kitchen, and the restaurant bathroom. And then on the second floor, we have the primary bedroom, the toddler bedroom, the bathroom, and the hallway. Cutesy wootsy. And now we gotta do the rest. And for the rest, what am I thinking? What is the vibes today? What is screaming out to me? Where are we? These are the types of questions that I ask myself all the time. Okay, we are in the horse world. So I think I'm going to incorporate that type of style and also make it a little bit shabby because we have a small restaurant. So I want it to be shabby away. Yeah, that's what I want. And I'm first of all just going to make some walls, kind of like so. I don't know why I felt like that, but I want to like frame it in. Does that make any sense? I saw that somewhere, that somebody did that, and I was just like, wow, we are in the future, people. Great addition to our house, Nora. I loved it. All right, what did I say that I wanted? I wanted to be shopping away. That's right. So what if, people, we go with this wallpaper for the exterior? Ooh, I like that. That is our vibe today. Just what I had in my head. The ranch sham. That sounded like a disease. The ranch sham. Okay. But that is the vibe that we're going for today. Keep that in mind. And you know what? Let's first of all focus on the kitchen. I want that popping off first so we can see where the story leads us. And the story is probably going to lead to a house. I'm just saying. And we're going to start with the restaurant kitchen. So we can have some tiles. Maybe some tiles on the walls too. Some of this maybe. Or what about some of this? Because I want it to be kind of grim, kind of sad. Or maybe I can do both. You know what? Yeah, we're going to do both. We're going to have that wall and that wall. Made up my choice with this fan as a good old fan. And then let's see, in this kitchen we can have some counters over here. Probably need some more counter space, you know, with a good old raw industrial sink with some jars and whatnot. Get on there. Oh my gosh. And then of course we need some paper towels to wash your hands. You do not wash your hands with the paper towels, but use them to dry them off. Now maybe we could be a little bit fancy and just put up a little backsplash. I feel like that could be fun. I'm feeling fun right now. That was fun. Loved it. Oh, and maybe they can also have a chair in that corner just for the moments where they need to sit with an air vent. That's important. Very important for the kitchen. And then over in this little awkward room, I don't know what I'm gonna have in there. I had to block that off because of layout issues. But what can we have in there? Nora gave me a sign. What about a barrel? That is the mysterious barrel. We do not talk about that barrel. That's why it's cemented into rim with no opening. Great, great. And I'm gonna plop on my string lights. There's also a neon gamer tag sign. For no apparent reason at all. But I felt that fit in. I like it. But okay, dude. Then for the outside of a restaurant, we need some tables. And what type of tables do we want to go for? Think. Rustic, the horse world, and shabby. They don't have all the money in the world. What table would they have? Maybe this one. I think that checks all my boxes. If you look at a horse, they would have this table. And I think that is the good amount of tables. But now on to our other problem. What chairs would we have? We gotta think outside chairs. In addition to rustic, shabby, and horse. But I think the people are waiting. They want the chairs. They want them now. You know what? You know what we can do? What if we try out this chair and then we mix that up with another chair? Like that one. You know what? I think that makes sense. Doesn't that make sense? Because, oh yes. Okay, hold on. This restaurant has stayed in the family for a long while. And the grandparents that was the previous owner, they used to have these chairs. But then a big storm came and they lost some chairs. So they had to get some new chairs. But then, of course, they wouldn't get rid of the chairs that they already have because that costs money and they don't have that money. So now they're left with this mess. And you know what? The clientele, they do not care. They only care about the food. And then I think, oh, you know what would have been good? If we have some menus down here. Do we have a menu? We have this one. Kind of tiny. What if we have 3 of them? Do like so. I mean, yeah, I don't think that this place would sell boba, but I'm gonna keep that. Maybe we can also have the magazine rack for some reason. You can sit and read while you eat. That's the concept. But okay, what more do we need for a restaurant? Oh, we need a hostess station. I mean, that can be over there because you walk in here. That makes sense. And then also waiter station. That can be back here, secluded from the customers. Yes. Oh, but also a snack vending machine. That's where they get the drinks from. They can't store them in here. They store them out here. I don't know why. And then we can also include some plants and a big old ad for wine. Ooh. This is shaping up to be a great place, but it's not amazing yet. It doesn't blow me away. So what can we do to make this place even more magical? Think, Nora, think. There's a lot of thinking today. You know what we can make for this outside restaurant? Because I was also kind of thinking, you need to have some protection from the sun. Because I have a feeling it doesn't rain here. First clue is the ground. Or do not look at that ground over there. No. Look at this ground. Ooh, it doesn't rain. Oh, now I'm kind of unsure about the rain. What if it rains? What do they do then? Maybe that's why the restaurant is not going that good. Or maybe when it rains, this whole place turns into a mudslide. They can't get in. Okay, Nora, stop. What was I actually talking about? Oh, yeah, we need some protection from the sun. And that's why I was thinking a pergola. So I'm gonna put up my columns to see where it's at. And then on top of the columns, we're gonna put up this fence. And then we're gonna make the shapes. And you know what? Today, I am feeling diagonal. So I'm just gonna plop it in like so. Not like that. What am I doing? Oh, no. Hold on a moment. I'm not done with the pergola yet, but I need to do this before I do something else. For this random moment, we need some sort of wall. And I'm gonna put up a half wall around there and around the house. Now I've done that. Good, Nora, good. Good, amazing. Go back to your pergola now. You have messed everything up. What have I done wrong? This is What about now? Okay, now it works. A beautiful pergola. And then to get rid of the roof, and here comes the tedious part. You have to delete every single routy-touty, whatever that is called in English. I missed a corner. But boom, bam, boop. My pergola. Oh, isn't it beautiful? I love it. But you know what? We're not done with the pergola. We are not done because we're gonna put up some string lights all around. And then the pergola roof is gonna be embraced by some planting. So we can have some hanging plants, some other bushings, maybe some flowers if we can find some. But boobity bum, it turned out like so. Oh, guys, that's a good pergola. That's a mighty fine pergola. I have to say, look at the hanging plants, got some bushing, got some flowers. And that's looking great. Look at that. It looks kind of weird right now because we don't have a roof. Ignore that. But that is looking great. Oh, I would eat here every day. But anyways, let's also put a house on this roof. A roof on this house. And I think we can go with the standard shabang shaboo. That goes sort of like so. Easy peasy. I think they would like that. With also maybe perhaps a roof pattern if I can find it. There we go. Ooh, oh. Do you want that one or that one? That one is more contrasty. And by the way, I love using that word because I am not allowed to use that word by my boss when I talk to clients. Apparently, that is not a professional word to say, but I like using that word. And if you have a problem with that word, then I'm gonna cry. But okay, I think that door would match this house better. But that means that we have to go with this roof color. I see and I saw, and sometimes I like to seesaw. I actually haven't seesawed in like 10 years because no parks anymore has a seesaw. And what is up with that? Have they found out something that I haven't found out? Do the kids like the seesaws? Who knows? But okay. That was a roof. And now we're gonna put up some windows and all the other shebang shaboo. Plus also a chimney. And you know what? For today's windows, we're gonna go with a horse ranch. Maybe this would be a vibe. Ooh, vibes for sure. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Then we can have some windows here. Maybe implement this one. Look at me, you guys. I have been in the dictionary. With big words like implement, nobody can stop me. Oh, gee. But for this house, I think we can also implement some awnings. And I need to size them up. Right. And it can be like that. That works out. That's good. And then we can also put in some flower boxes. Ooh, and maybe some air conditioning. I have had some problems with air conditioning lately. I will come back to that. But I have a story to tell you. But we can also have some vines. Maybe that will make sense. They are dried up. And if we added some planting, I think that might make sense. Ooh, and maybe this house would also have some shutters. That would be neat, nice. Oh, wait. Oh, what am I gonna do here? The shutter goes into the column. Okay, hold on. What if? Hear me out. What if we rotate the shutter? And now the shutter's just hanging on for dear life. That would make sense. They can't afford to fix that. And I'm gonna do that over here too. Look at that. That is amazing, isn't it? I like that. With some graffiti on the wall. Mwah. And then I think we can also have a number sign. But you know what? I don't think that it would make sense to have a number sign on the door. Because what is the postman gonna think? I can't see that gosh darn number. No. Okay, what if we put it over here? Because then you can see it from the driveway. Where is the driveway? The driveway is here. Yeah, you can see it from there. And then for the front part, people, you put in a little welcome mat with some extra shoes, a little mailbox. Now, maybe we should have the mailbox out here. We gotta think about our mailman, people. But again, what if they have some rowdy customers and they just smash down the mailbox with a baseball bat? So you really gotta pick and choose here. Who do you want to have beef with the most? Your mailman or the rowdy customers? I think the mailman. Or do I? I don't know. We can have some trash bins over here because they can have some beef with the trash collectors as well. Or maybe they can also have a nectar press. Some random stuff because maybe they don't know what to do with that. They have that, don't know where to place it. Good moments. And then for the veranda up here, we can place in some couches. They spent a little bit of money on this because they don't want the customers to see how they live. So they keep it nice up here. Ooh, and maybe we can place in some workout gear. Hey, imagine just doing some arm curls, looking down at the customers. That's what I would do. Gotta create some dominance with the plants. Ooh, yes. One sweet veranda moment. Holy moly me. This is a cute house. Come on, guys. This is a cute house. With the broken shutters. Amazing. Alright, what do we want to do now? Do we want to do the inside or the landscaping? I kind of want to do the inside, even though it makes sense to do the landscaping right now, but I'm kind of procrastinating the landscaping because I don't know what to do. What do we need for this place? What is vibe? No, not vibe. You know what? I'm trying to say the word vibe less because I say that a lot. I need to broaden my horizon. What does the dictionary say? We got atmosphere, mood, energy, feeling, tone, aura. What is the aura of this place? That doesn't sound better. Flavor. You know what? I'm going to say that. What is the flavor? Okay, you know what I'm thinking? First of all, mood boarding, yeah? I think we need a parking lot for the customers. That's number one. We need some sort of walkway. That's number two. And maybe some planting. Of course, you can have some planting. And then something in the back of the house. But okay, I think that is a plan. We can't have much in the back of the house, but something is gonna be. Oh, little. What we gonna do? And now my game crashed. Don't worry, I saved. But the game crashed. All right, let's try again. Oh, no. What? Where's my house? Did I not save? Did I not save? Where's my house? Oh, okay. False alert, people. I was in the wrong save file. Goodness me. I almost had a heart attack. But let's begin with the landscaping. Oh, and first things first, we need a walkway from the start of the lot to the restaurant to the family home. So maybe we can put in some pebbles. Ooh, that's a big one. But it can go sort of like so. Into here and into there. That is kind of light though. Can we pair it up with this one? Oh yeah, that's a little bit better. I like that. That's our walkway. And then for the walkway, it would also be cool with an entrance moment. Like an arch with a sign. And can I find that? I did not find an arch, but I found a barrel. We can put it right there. Oh, and also a mini water tower. We can have that too in the backyard. Oh, this one is also kind of cool. That fits with this house. And then we also have that one. That's kind of funny. We can have that too. I'm just making a trash pile in the back of the house. I can't find the arch for the life of me. Maybe also some chairs. And a trolley. Ooh, and a moving buddy. That fits in. Look at my trash pile, people. With a good old chair and some vases. Turning out to be a good place. But my goodness me, can I find the arch? Do we have arches? A welcoming arch. I found a sign. Do not enter. And also a little birdhouse. Next to another teeny tiny birdhouse. Are we gonna have that? Yes, we are gonna have that today. Because I can't find an arch that I want. Oh, wait. There we go. I found an arch. Ooh, and you know what? That one fits in with this place. I'm gonna place it right there with this sign. Beautiful. And I also found a lot of garbage. Okay. What more do we need for this place? Oh, we were gonna have a parking lot. That's right. So for the parking lot, listen close, me children. For the parking lot, I'm gonna put up this fence. And let's see, how many can we put up? Oh no. We're gonna have a teeny tiny one over there. That's not good. Maybe I'll figure something out. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Time will only tell. And then for the cars for this parking lot, I think we need some good old country cars. Like that. One of them kinda curved with the parking. But you know, it's all good. What can we have in that teeny tiny space? Ooh, you know what? That's gonna be the bicycle area. You are welcome. And then we can also have a random bike over here. They did not get a memo about the bicycle parking. Ruffians, I tell ya. Ruffians. But okay, let's put in some dirt on this parking lot and move on to something else. Like maybe so, Tata. And I know it looks kind of weird right now, but we're gonna have some plants on this lot. And therefore, I've not shaded that area in yet because I don't know where the plants are gonna be. But I think we're gonna have some plants around the walkway and also in the front of the restaurant. That's where the plants are gonna stay. That's where they're gonna be. And I'm gonna put in my plants right now, actually. But okay, now back to my air conditioning story. You remember me talking about the air conditioning? Well, here's the story. Now, as you may know, in my last video, I was kind of complaining about the heat. The temperature right now is currently 15 degrees Celsius, which is not a lot for a lot of people. I know, but this apartment is so bad at handling heat. It's great in the winter times, but I did not realize that it was going to be that bad when the spring came. And spring has sprung, people, and Nora is melting. I am living in a sauna. So I thought, you know what, Nora? Maybe it's time to get air conditioning. I know, it's a bit of an overkill when you only really need air conditioning for like 2 months out of the year. But then I thought, Nora, you work from home. You're gonna be in this apartment a lot. You're gonna be here all the time. You deserve this air conditioning. This has become a hostile work environment. You gotta fix it. So I thought, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get myself air conditioning. So I called up the place that installs air conditioning, and then they come to my apartment to check out where they can install the air conditioning. And then they said, there is no space to install the air conditioning. because I only have one wall that faces the outside. And that wall has a lot of windows. But it also has a good chunk of space above some of the windows where I thought we could place in the air conditioning. But apparently that space is not big enough. And then I said, don't you have a smaller air conditioning? And they were like, all the air conditionings that we have is not going to fit in that space. And then I was just like, what if we try to squeeze it in? Can't we just squeeze it in somewhere? I don't know. Just squeeze it in. Take out one of the windows. I don't care. Squeeze it in. But apparently no, we can't do that. So I'm just destined to live in this godforsaken sauna box. So yeah, that was sad. I got my hopes up for nothing. But this is how the landscaping turned out. In the end, we got a beautiful bushing moment by the walkways. And in the front here with a big old tree, that tree, lots of trees. Oh wow, that's a bit of a stretch, Nora. Lots of trees, it is nude. You had 2 trees, but we got some planting in the back too. And oh my gosh, this place, amazing. I love it. Shopping away, got my restaurant on and popping. It's beautiful. And you know what we're gonna do now that I kind of sort of forgot was to furnish the bathroom for the restaurant. I've already put in the flooring and the wallpaper, and then I thought, Nora, maybe you should start filming this. That'd be a great idea. So that's what we're gonna do right now. And this is gonna be a sad old bathroom. So you can have a stall over there with a sad old sink. Boom. Isn't this the saddest bathroom that you have ever seen? Oh, you know what? I do think so. And that's perfect for us. And then we do also have the office over here, the office kitchen. And it's also gonna be one sad office. We're gonna have a scrubbed up desk over there with a sad old chair. Oh, this one. And then also by the side here, we can implement some filing cabinets. Oh, with also a coffee cup. They need that when they work. And then they also need a cork board and some files with some boxes of documents. And then also maybe just like some random stuff on the wall from their previous marketing schemes. One time, they had an ice cream night and the town has never felt such joy before. Oh, and actually on the wall, we can also have a fire extinguisher. You need that. And then what can we have over here in that corner that screams out for us? Maybe we can have a party sign. That was also left over from one of their arrangements and they just kept it in there. I think that's a good dealio. Cool beans. What a sad old, great old office. It is kind of great though. It does have the vibes that I want. And then you know what? Let's just move into the house. Let's decorate and furnish the whole house. And I think we're going to begin with the entryway. The heart of the house. Not really the heart, but it's the start. And that rhymed. So we can have an umbrella stand and, oh, there is no walls that I can put this on. We have a door there, and a window there. Well, okay. You're going to be on the door. You're welcome. Good luck with that. I don't live here, so it's not my problem. But okay, then for the hallway, what do we need in a hallway? What would be good for hallways? Oh, a hallway rug. A rug runner, they call her. Anyways, we can go with something like so. And then we can put in a hallway table with maybe a mirror. Ooh. And then maybe we can also put something on the hallway table. Because that would be nice. Ooh. By the way, this is my first iced coffee of this year. And yes, I know that I have it in a cup, but this is a thermo mug, so it keeps it cool. And I'm enjoying that. This has turned out to be a great year. Ooh, and by the way, what if you have some shelves over here? And on those shelves, you can put up some books and some vases and whatnot. Ooh, cute. Yeah, that's cute. And then we can also have a shelf shenanigan moment over here with some vases and maybe a little plant. And at the top of the shelf, what are we gonna have? This one. Yeah, perfect. Loved it. What more are we gonna have for this hallway? Oh, for this hallway? We're gonna have an electrical fuse box right on the wall. Oh, you would want that in any hallway, wouldn't you? But also a trinket box and records. Because I feel like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Hear me out. That makes sense to me. Because they don't have that big of a house. And they've lived there for generations. And also the mom of the family, she wants to travel. She wants to see the world. But you know what? They can't afford it because the restaurant is not doing that good. And they got bills to pay. And apparently also a toddler. But you know, that was the hallway. Shopping away. And now, ooh, what do we want to do now? The kitchen? I feel like the kitchen. Yeah. And I was zoomed in the entire time. I'm sorry. But first of all, for the kitchen, we're going to put in some tiles because I do want some sort of separation from the living room to the kitchen, you know? And I think that is a good separation. But okay, now for the fridge and the stove. And what frickety fridge with these counters? What about that one? I feel like that, yeah, you know what? That fits the mood. And the stove, I mean, that could just be that one. I have no problems with that one. No qualms, no quims. You're gonna stay. Oh, what cabinets are we gonna choose? Because we don't have any matching cabinets to those caboons. Caboons! Counters! Caboons! Okay. Anyways, what about these ones? Would that maybe work? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I feel like that works. That's a good one. We can have that. And you know what else we can have in this kitchen? Say it with me. Some kitchen knickety knacks. No counters free today. That's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting myself. The kitchen knickety knacks is indeed up. Up on my caboons, apparently. They're here and they're ready for everything. Ooh, and now for the dining table. We did a small dining table because I wanted to be over here. And there are only 2 people with the toddler. But the toddler sits somewhere else. They've been bad. So if we plunk down that one, the matching chairs, put a plant on that and call it a day. Job's a good one. And that is what I call A kitchen? That's how. Now onto the dining room. And you know what? Ooh, I see a problem here. I am zoomed in again. Holy moly me. Nora, check yourself. I am so sorry, but check yourself. Zoom out when you have zoomed in. Oh my gosh, okay. Anyways, back to my problem. My other problem. I have so many problems, but I see a problem here. The kitchen is quite white, but the rest of the house has that brown tone to it. So I don't know what to do about that. I can't make up any lies. No law. Why do they have a very white kitchen when everything else is kind of brown? I don't know. Let's do the living room. And for the living room, we need a couch. And what couch are we going to put in? Ooh, what about this one? I don't use that often, but when I do, I pair it up with a white kitchen. But I mean, come on. That couch fits this environment. I want that. And we're going to keep on with the brown theme, even though we have a pretty white kitchen. Do not get on my case today. We are going to go with this vibe with a coffee table and a rug. Ooh, that rug might fit in. It might and it will. But we can also have a chair in that corner. And you know what? It never makes sense to me why people have a chair in that corner that does not face the TV. But I've seen so many other people do that in their builds that I'm just like, I also want to do that. That makes sense somehow. But anyways, maybe we could squeeze in the turntable right here. Is that going to be too much? No, I don't think so. This is a very cluttered family, so I feel like that would fit in. And then we also need a great old painting above the couch. And what can that be? That can be the fish. Yes. The fishing canoe people with also a magazine holder. Boom, boom. They love the medias of all kinds. Ooh. And then maybe right here, you have a very broken down picture of somebody. And then what else do we need? We had a toddler. We need a toddler chair. Where are the toddler chairs? Where would they be? Would they be in here? Oh, where are them? Oh, here they are. No, I lost them again. Am I? Oh, but hey, that's not the one that I want. Come on. Show yourself. I'm giving up. There it is. After I gave up. All right. Where are we going to have this chair? There. That seems very ominous, doesn't it? But the toddler chair is all alone. But maybe it is a very ominous baby. We don't know that. It could be. But okay. Maybe we can also squeeze in a table over here. And the table is going to be an old TV. Because as I said, they love all the mediums. And then I also put up this picture above there. And I don't know. I never really used that picture because it's kind of too much for me. But I feel like if there is a family who's going to have this picture, it will be this family. Come on. Come on. Come on. That was enough. Come on, Nora. You're going to come off now. And I'm going to put in a plant. And I think that was it. Cool. Oh, yeah. This is the living room. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. Anyways, living room done. Kitchen done. Kitchen does not fit in with the rest of the house. But we love her nonetheless. And I have to say, I love this style. Just a good old family cozy, shabbing away style that has a little bit of lore to it. You never really know what happened there, but something did happen. All right, done with the first floor. And now let's move up to the second floor. And we're going to have a joyous time. And on the second floor, we are going to start with the toddler bedroom. And you know what? For the toddler bedroom, they're going to get a little bit of a nice wallpaper. Like that one. Oh, the heart stack. That's cute. And then also for the toddler. You know what? I always have problems with toddler bedrooms. Baby, infant, toddler bedrooms. I have some qualms. I need to stop saying the qualm word. By the way, I do not know what that means. What does that mean? Qualms. Plural of qualm. Oh, thank you for absolutely nothing. A feeling of uneasiness about a point, especially of conscience of property. Disturbing emotion. A sudden attack of illness. You know what? I feel all of this. Every day, I feel it all. Anyways, I have problems with the toddler, infant, baby rooms. Because I never really know what to put in them. And I just feel like I'm making the same bedroom over and over and over again. Because like, what does a toddler have? I don't know. And the other problem is that I can never ever find what I want for the kids' bedrooms. Because they're in so many categories. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm having a mental breakdown right now. Actually. Anywho, so you can get a nightlight and a little book. And where did my chest go? I'm gonna put it down again. I think I deleted it out of pure rage. Over something. I don't know what I'm mad about. I think it's the heat that is getting to me. Anyways, what can we do? What can we do? Ooh, butterflies. Maybe we can have that on the wall. And that was cool. We're gonna keep that. And then on the other side of the room, it would be cool with a dresser. How about that? Boom shabalam. The toddler dresser with also a Bigfoot stuffy. And ooh, we could have a shelf moment up there. Hold on, give me a moment. Boom. Do I want those shelves? Yeah, you know what? I think I do. Shelf moment. And then over in this awkward nook, could we perhaps put in a bookshelf? We can maybe have this one, make it a little bit magical. For the toddler, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna with a little basket and some string lights. Then for the curtains, I'm gonna put up these pink ones. And you know what? Today we're gonna have a curvy and a straight one. Whoa, what a curtain trick. You know what? I like that. Anyways, what else does this room need? Oh, this room screams for a rug. What rug are we gonna go for? Oh, the sheep right in the middle. Boom, bam, boom. Jobs are good. Toddler bedroom. And we're gonna move over to the primary bedroom with this bed. Okay, we need to keep the bed and the dresser. Keep that in mind, Nora. Do not delete them. I know you want to, but do not. And we're gonna plop in some nighttime tables. How about them round ones? How about that? The headboard is kind of round, so it would make sense to have some roundness to accompany the roundness. Yeah, got nothing more to say about that. Round on round shenanigans. And then let's put down a rug. What would fit? Okay, I am in a conundrum right now because I want an old-timey carpet. Rug! An old-timey rug. But it doesn't match the flavor of the bed. The flavor. So what if we go with this one? I think that could work. I mean, the aura... I'm using all my new words today. The aura of the other rugs does not match with the aura of the fluffy rug. But it does match in the aura with the sheep rug. So we're gonna have this rug. Boom, bam, boom. Decisions were made. Put it right to then. Let's also put some knickety knacks on our closet dresser situation. Just like so. And then we need to figure out what we're gonna have here. And I'm thinking, first of all, let's put down a mirror. That was my first and only thought. What else would they have? Ooh, what about a hamper? Just right in there. And maybe since they are kind of full-packed people with their stuff, they might have a little lamp and a pillow that I'm gonna rotate. Like so. That is a messy moment, isn't it? Okay. Not my greatest moment, but it fits this house. Because it wouldn't have a perfectly aligned house, but everything is immaculately placed. No, they would have this. And nobody's coming into their bedroom, so they can do whatever they want. I should know what. Now time for the curtains. And for these windows, I don't know what to do. I don't think... I put out the worst curtain possible. What are you doing? I don't think this is gonna work. Okay, we're gonna go with this one. The old trusty dusty. Kinda like shoe. And then, you know what? This wall is kinda empty. We need something there, but we can't really put anything there because of the walkway. Oh, what about a radiator? That will squeeze in, that will lift up the mood, create the aura, the flavor flave. Yeah, we can do that. Superb. That was the primary bedroom. What rooms do we have left? Oh, we have the hallway and the bathroom. Okay. This bathroom, gee, what am I gonna do there? I don't know, but we're gonna find that out right now. And I mean, okay, breathe, Nora. Figure it out. The bathroom stuff is in a dark color. What would fit with that? What if? Oh, could be a vibe. Could indeed be something. Or is that too luxurious for this house? This is one luxurious bathroom, isn't it? But I mean, it's not my fault. I need to have that shower and that sink. I need to. So what am I supposed to do? Cry? I'm gonna do that later, but not right now. Gonna put in the matching counter. Then we can also plop in a mirror. Ooh, and you know what? You know what would have been popping? I'm never saying that word again. Poppin'? Not in my word registry. Not like that. But we can put in some shelves, like so. And then plonk some knickety knacks on that. And also some knickety knacks on the counters. The counter. And the sink there. And then we can also pop in a good old towel. The big towel. Ooh, we need a toilet. And what toilet would fit with this? Life and death did not come with the toilet. Surprise, surprise. What toilet can we use? Nah. What about that one? I don't know. I can't find a toilet that matches. So you know what? We're just gonna have that toilet. Doesn't really fit in, but nothing does in this house. Oh, you know what would have been great though? For the toddler party, we could have a little rug. We could just imagine for a second, that this absorbs everything with little ducky. And I think that was a great old moment. And this is one luxurious bathroom, I do have to say. My goodness me. Compared to this house, you would not think that they would have that bathroom, but they do. Mysteries. But we're gonna move on to the hallway. In the hallway, oh, what are we gonna do over here? Maybe we can plop down a table over there. It's a really square table, like that one. Yeah, and on that table, you can have some flowers, a vase, a candle. Oh no, get away from the fence. I beg of you. You know what? I give up on the candle. You can be over there. But you know what? We are gonna have some pictures of Don Lothario. And also a phone. Oh my gosh. Get away from the fence. Get away, please. All right, boom shabalam. Made it in the end. They're all here. The candle, the phone, and the keys. And by the way, my bangs today, they're a disaster. Because frequently throughout this whole video, I turn on my fan and then it just gets messed up and I'm tired. But you know. We can have some shelves over here. And on those shelves, I'm gonna put me knickety knacks. And then we can also have a little painting over there. Oh, and also a fan. No explanation needed. With a dry plant right in that corner. And oh my gosh, Mark the shark. He was looking away. Goodness me, you gotta catch up. Okay, we're gonna put up some curtains. And you know what? We're gonna put up these ones today. So I'm feeling wild. And I've never used these curtains before. And I'm gonna use them today. I'm feeling brave. Maybe it's because of the iced coffee. But I'm feeling brave. And with that was the end of the hallway. Which means we are done with this build. And you know what it's time for right now? Oh, now it is time for the house tour. So step yourself in because the house tour is happening now. Oh. And here we are at the beautiful outside of this rustic, shabby away restaurant / house. And we have a parking lot, a good old walkway that leads up to the restaurant and the main house. And I'm heading up the tree. Okay, good. And then at the back of the house, we have a big old disaster. Ooh, with another big old disaster over here. That's a beauty. But as I said, this is a restaurant, outside restaurant. Oh, I'm heading up in the ground. I'm teeny tiny. There we go. Here's our outside restaurant with the many chairs, mismatching away, and the kitchen. Good. We are sailing away, people, over here and over there. But if we step in here, ba-bam, we have the kitchen, the crown jewel of this whole build, with also the saddest bathroom that you have ever seen. But let's also step into this beautiful, magnificent family house attached to the restaurant, and we shall see a teeny tiny entryway with the office shenanigan. Oh no, one of my boxes is floating. Okay, I gotta fix that. But we got an office moment, and then we have the hallway. Messy best is all of you. All around here, around the corner, around the back. And then we have the living room. Hey, and as I said, they love the mediums with the tall chair over there. Why did I put it over there? I don't know. Okay. And then we also have the little dining nook with the kitchen. That does not fit with the rest of the house, but they have a kitchen at least. And then if you go up to the second floor, we have another hallway that leads to the outside, the veranda, and there's the rest of the hallway. And what happened to my ceiling? Yeah. What happened in here? Excuse me. What? All right. We have the primary bedroom, one side, and the other side. And here's also the taller bathroom, the taller bedroom. This is cute though. I gotta say, that's cute. Also this side too, cute. And then last but not least, L bathroom. That is, oh, I forgot what happened to my curtain? I put down a curtain, didn't I? You watched the tapes, I put down a curtain. Anyways, we have one luxurious bathroom that I guess they spent all their money on. They renovated one room and that was it. They didn't want to do that anymore. But they have a toddler party. Hey, hi ho, on we go. And here is also an overview of the house if you would need that. Here's the second floor and the first floor. And I do now realize, oh no, that when you put down the walls, the vines are still there. I know a trick and have to remove that by putting it on the second floor and then lowering it down, but I am too lazy to do that. I can't be bothered. Maybe I'm going to do that. We shall see. But bada-bada-bum, house tour done. And if you want to download this house, you can. It is up on my gallery. And my gallery is JustNoraGaming. Ho ho. And now it is time for the outro. And this is the outro. Welcome. If you want to see more of me, you can. I have my second channel where I do stuff, and also my Twitch channel where I also do stuff, but live. And don't forget to subscribe because it really does help me out, so thank you. But only if you want to. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.